Hi, this is Doug.
And I'm Cindy.
Welcome to Help Me Help Mama Livecast. Thanks for joining in today. Today we're going to be talking about self-care. What we're talking about is if you're a caregiver of a declining senior or maybe your spouse, then you're doing like a lot of work. You've got if you're maybe one of the kids, you've got your family issues, your kids, your grandkids, you've got a job, profession, or business, you're busy, and now your mom or dad's declining, so you're busy. And a lot of times the last person we think about or care for is ourselves, right?
Absolutely. And believe it or not, you're the most important one. Because if you stop and think about it, all of these other people are dependent on you. And if you have an aging parent or spouse and they are coming to depend on you, it is very important that you take care of yourself. First of all, you need to be physically strong. And you know, when we were younger, we worked out. We even did CrossFit for a while, didn't we?
We did. Don't know why, but we did, yep.
Anyway, we no longer doing that, but I've noticed that my muscles are getting weaker, and I've realized I need to take care of myself physically. When we were caring for my mom, we had to transfer her, and bless her heart, she was only 89 pounds, but she was still heavy, wasn't she?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, we didn't know the proper way to transfer, unfortunately. So it took all the muscles that we had between the two of us to transfer her when we needed to. So,
you know, when you're transferring someone that's frail, you just want to be careful. You don't want to hurt them. You don't want to hurt them or hurt yourself. And so you know, it's easy to get yourself in a bind and strain yourself. And so, like you said, there are proper ways to do this. A lot of people just don't know that they can get training on things like this to know how to do it. And so
the proper way to transfer someone.
So if your mom's in the hospital and going home, before she goes home, talk to one of the social workers there, discharge planner. Usually they'll have someone at the hospital that can help you with that. Or maybe, you know, if she's going back home, receiving medical home care, well, one of the nurses that comes out or therapist can teach you how to do that. I know your mom had home care, medical home care, and they taught you how to do things like that, and that helped.
It did. It helps a lot. You also need to stay sharp mentally. And there are a number of reasons why you can lose the sharpness. I mean, just as we age, our diet's not as good. We don't get as much exercise, probably don't get as much sleep as we should.
Stress.
Caregiving, believe it or not, really brings on a lot of stress that you don't realize because it comes on a little bit more at a time and eventually becomes a whole big lot. So you need to stay mentally sharp because you're looking at your loved one and you're wanting to notice very small changes, gradual changes. And you may see these over the course of a week, 2 weeks, a month, but you need to notice these and you need to document them because next time you take them to their doctor's appointment, you need to mention this and you need to know what to do. So you have to stay sharp mentally. You're looking for a lot in your loved one. Emotionally strong. This is hard. I think this is probably the hardest one because as a caregiver, especially now in COVID times, you feel so secluded, just cut off from the rest of the world. But you have to stay emotionally strong. How would you do that?
You know, it's tough sometimes. If a parent's declining, that is a stressful time. And you know, a lot of times you're wondering, am I doing the right thing? You know, I don't want to hurt mom. I don't want to, you know, if she needs care somewhere else, I don't want to insist that she stay at home when maybe someone else could do a better job than me. Or should I bring in outside caregivers other than just me, you know, professionals that are trained in the area? And a lot of these things, I think, you can't keep from thinking these things. They just weigh down on you, and it is an emotional burden. And it's really good. One thing that a lot of people have done to help is get plugged into a support group, either a physical support group. I know you facilitated before pre-COVID. You facilitated an Alzheimer's support group for several years.
Yes.
Where people got together once a month. Mm-hmm. And that's great, but it is once a month.
Right. Right. And a lot of support groups are not some are meeting now, but some aren't because people are afraid, to be exposed to the virus. So there are online support groups.
Virtual support groups. At Help Me Help Mama, and you may look at the Help Me Help Mama Facebook page, and there's also a private Help Me Help Mama virtual support group. And, it just helps to be linked in with other caregivers that I've never met these people. They're online, but I do know that they're caregivers and they're going through the same thing that I'm going through with their parent. Yes. And it's an instant bond. You feel like you know them because you're going through the same thing with your parent that they're going through with their parent, and your stories match each other's to a certain extent and resonate with each other.
And you will find people on there that have already gone through the part of the journey where you are now, and they can give you emotional support and ideas and help you to cope with this, because it's very important that you stay emotionally strong, physically strong, and mentally sharp. That's a lot. We've thrown a lot at you, and this is just one little part of the caregiver journey.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll find several other videos here in this playlist and on this YouTube channel that's got a lot of information that will be helpful to you. And also, one final thing, if you don't receive our newsletter, we send out a daily Caregiver Connection newsletter that'll be very beneficial to you. Price is good, it's free, and you can get a lot of good tips and information.
Caregiver tips.
That will be helpful. And if you haven't signed up, go to help.mom, not .com, but .mom, just like mom, help.mom/CC, which stands for Caregiver Connection.
One more time.
help.mom/CC.
All right.
Okay.
So go there and sign up for the newsletter. It's great. Doug puts a lot of effort into that, and it's a lot of great information for you where you are in your caregiver journey.
It really is pretty simple. Help.mom/CC.
There you go. That's perfect. I want to thank you for joining us today, and I want to say thank you for being a caregiver for your loved one. You're making a huge difference in their life.
Have a good day.